Hello, everybody, and welcome to part 6.
The final part.
The final part this week of Talk Ready, episode 35. 35, yeah.
Big things popping over here.
And let's go. Let's start off with number 7.
Number 7. Too many conflicting accounts and suggestions. It was worked.
Of course. We know it was a work.
We already talked about it before.
I guess when Vince is on his deathbed, that's when the truth will finally come out. I mean, it's too many people.
Probably not.
Writer Vince Russo, in his book, Forgiven, claims he gave the finish to McMahon.
Shawn stated in his own book, Heartbreak and Triumph, that Triple H came up with the spot and gave it to Vince.
Bret, in his own book, goes on to say he found out Jerry Briscoe came up with the whole thing.
There are further discrepancies. Shawn has stated that he told Earl Hebner what was going to happen. Earl, however, stated Jerry Briscoe told him what was going to happen.
And see, that goes to one problem, though. Not everyone is reading from the same script.
Right. There are further conflicting reports on whether Pat Patterson was in on it or not in the Screwjob. There is more than reasonable doubt to be cast over the whole thing. Even Jerry Lawler supports. He says, I wouldn't be surprised if Vince and Bret were in on it. And even Steve Corino said, whoever came up with it, they wanted you to think it was a work. And they were absolutely genius in the whole thing.
I think
because they technically, in the long run, screwed over WCW.
Oh, yes.
By doing
definitely screwed over WCW.
You don't think
like
for one second
there was a film crew thing.
Yeah, exactly. Wrestling with Shadows.
Number 6, everybody benefits from the story.
That's true. Business boomed.
It took off.
Huge.
It took off like
they blurred the lines of reality and gave fans a peek of the backstage conflicts.
Yeah. And fans ate it up like
they did.
Like syrup and biscuits.
That arguably could have been planned all along. Vince McMahon became the biggest heel of all time. Bret became the most sympathetic babyface in wrestling. Got to go to work for WCW with a load of money. Shawn got the WWE Championship. Steve now had the creative space to exist as the #1 face in the company. It all just worked a little too well for everybody. Far from a negative night in the business, it became one of the most positive things to ever happen in the industry.
Work.
Exactly. Pro wrestling may not exist today if this event had not happened. Was it all accidental luck? Or did everybody involved work it that way? You could argue that Bret was a big loser in it all, but come on, it's like the death of a rock star. It helped make him. Bret should have gone to WCW and been a huge success. They were getting a huge babyface who fans now genuinely had empathy for.
Yeah.
It was WCW who blew it by booking Hart as a secondary to Hogan, The Interview, and Goldberg. Hart also had some rotten luck with injury. He should have been huge at WCW. As for Vince, he got all the dreams coming true. But it was his plan from the outset.
I can't believe it. I can't believe it. Again, a work.
Exactly. Everybody benefited from it. And then number 5, the Hart family and the McMahon family. The Hart family and the McMahon family owe a lot to each other.
They love each other.
They do. Business relationship, talent relationship, personal relationship, all wound up in the dynamics of New York and Calgary's famous wrestling promotions. Vince McMahon and Stu had a lot of mutual respect. The two sides were on good terms before the Screwjob and after the Screwjob.
How can you be good friends after a Screwjob? You screw my son over, I'm not going to be good friends with you.
Despite the tragic loss of Owen Hart in the WWE ring, the Harts and McMahons were even then still on very good terms. It was Owen's widow, Martha, who would bring a lawsuit against the WWE, not the other family members.
No, Martha, she's the one who's keeping her husband's out of the Hall of Fame.
The continuation of positive relations cast some doubt on Montreal. Granted, Jim Neidhart, David Boy Smith left the WWF shortly after Montreal, and they were upset at the outcome. However, many WWF stars jumped ship to mega bucks in WCW, and Smith can be seen as a star who did just that at the same time as Bret did. As for Neidhart, he was working Raw still in December of '97, and Bret maybe pulled some strings to get his buddy on board also. In contrast, Owen stayed with the WWF. He might have resigned. He might have resigned. You would expect, given how his brother was treated, unless, of course, Owen was in on it. Things continued to be okay with the Harts and McMahons. Vince had Stu and family along to SmackDown in 2001 to watch Chris Benoit wrestle, and they featured them on camera. At Owen's funeral, Bret and Vince had a positive conversation, despite keeping the pretenses up in the interviews. They, in reality, showed no animosity to one another. It was less than 8 years after Montreal that the two sides did business again in 2005 for a DVD. You could argue that Bret would have been back even sooner, but a lawsuit with Lloyd's of London over his insurance claim for health care stopped him working for wrestling companies in those early 2000s. Nowadays, Bret and Vince are working together regularly despite everything that has been said. The reality is everyone in 2013 is getting along, made big money from this feud. Even Davey Boy Smith came back after the screw job.
Yes, if you're so bad and you're screwing somebody over, why do I want to work for you again?
Right.
Why?
He came back, people.
Bret got screwed, but got a big paycheck. He got Davey Boy, who probably got a big paycheck. He got Jim over there, who got a big paycheck.
Yep.
So.
And then Davey Boy Smith trickled on back over there, and he was in the title picture until he left.
So, I mean, I know they all come back.
Neidhart's still around now because of his daughter. Hell, I'd be.
So if you're so pissed at somebody,
wouldn't you hold on to that? I don't want nothing to do with you.
No.
Come on.
And it wouldn't have changed until Bret and Shawn said everything was okay.
Exactly.
Hugged it out in the ring.
But the fact that
in the ring.
The fact that at the funeral they had a positive conversation.
Yeah. No.
Wouldn't you want to stay far from each other? You punch the man's lights out. Supposedly.
That's the only thing they didn't caught on camera is the punch.
Gave him a concussion.
It was a little makeup-y too.
Exactly.
You know?
The next night, he wasn't losing it. He was talking to Jim Ross. No concussion. He was fine.
And what did he come up with? Bret screwed Bret.
One of the biggest lines in the business, and they made a lot of
Mr.
money
McMahon was born.
Exactly.
The one night. It's amazing how you
in
come
one night.
It's amazing in one night.
You
come up with a
send
whole
off. You send off Bret to make huge money in WCW.
Who couldn't go to WCW for 30 days, so how can he take the belt?
Right.
He still had 30 days on his contract.
Exactly.
So
he stayed at the house for 30 days, collected a WWE paycheck, even though he was screwed.
He was screwed. He's
Couldn't
afraid,
go to
he's afraid he's going to take the belt.
See,
he's going to take my belt.
And that's where they knew, hey, he's got 30 days left. Bret probably realized that too, so guess what that means? He knows that he can't go to WCW, so that means they cannot capitalize it that very same night. They couldn't have gone that next night on Monday Night Raw, Monday Night Nitro, and capitalized on it.
Because then, wouldn't you be there?
What?
Wouldn't you be there?
Yeah.
WWF screwed me? Hell yeah, put me front. Make an announcement, put me first thing on the first hour, or announce on the first time on the second hour, whenever Raw starts, I'm going to be on Nitro and spill the beans.
But instead of getting Bret right away, we get Rick Rude on Raw and Nitro at the same night.
Right.
Woo! Guess what? That didn't do nothing.
And Bret, 30 days. Why would you wait 30 days?
Sit at the house for 30 days.
Instead of capitalizing on this big screw job.
Well, y'all screwed me. Guess what? I'm going to WCW now.
Yeah.
Because y'all screwed me.
I mean, he was supposed to be. I mean, if you had to get the belt, I've got to get the belt off of you because you're leaving my company the next day. Right. But he didn't.
So Bret sits at the house, still making money from WWE, then goes makes huge money from WCW. Then on top of that, Shawn becomes the WWF champion and lets Austin...
number one heel.
Number one heel. Lets Austin become the number one face and get all huge and get over. And then it becomes Shawn and Stone Cold in that realm. So the Austin era and everything. And then you also get Mr. McMahon, the biggest corporate heel ever in the business. And everybody made huge money. Bret Hart made huge money despite the push. It didn't matter how many days he worked. It didn't matter how much push he had.
Once you sign that dotted line, you're getting the money.
He could have sat at home the entire contract and still been a millionaire. That man made a ton of money. And guess what?
But see,
then he come back and made money again with WWE off of DVD. He made money off of talking about all this stuff in a book.
Why do you not capitalize? Well, if you scream at Survivor Series, I am on Nitro.
I'm going to help Nitro get big ratings because they know, the fans know the Montreal Screwjob happened. I'm going to be there the next night.
When they say, welcome to Monday Night Nitro, tonight we have Bret Hart, who was screwed out of his championship last night by the WWF.
Yep.
He'll be here 8 o'clock, and then it will be an open mic, no censor.
Exactly.
Are you kidding me? That's as good as the freaking... He'll put butts in the seats for Mick Foley.
Right.
So that's what we say. We got a few more, and we're going to continue this on.
We are.
But right now, we have enough evidence to show it was the biggest work in history.
It's true.
So, well, that's it for this week. For episode 35, I want to thank everybody for watching us.
And remember, we are getting so much closer to the big episode 40. You do not.
Our big year ender.
You do not want to miss that. It's coming right around the corner to the big year ender. We're going to have some big things happening.
We've got
on
some.
number 40.
We got some postcards already coming in to people who want to see or not see Jeb salvage.
Yes.
So
You're telling
next-
us what you feel like, and we're going to discuss that next
week we will have a decision on what happens on that little.
We might even talk about
Whatever
some
he
of the
wants to say.
postcards and what some of the people might have said.
Yeah.
We might go into some details.
Some of those. Whew. Okay. But that's it, folks, this week. I want to thank you again for watching us, and we'll be right back here next week and every week until we get it right.
Same YouTube channel, same YouTube time.
I'm Mike Hogan, and he's always
Justin Carter.
And thank you for watching Top Rope Reality right here on YouTube.